name is Erica Almiron, and I'm running for City Council at large here in Philly on May 21st. I am the daughter of immigrants. My parents are from Paraguay, and I was born in the 70s here in South Philly. I have been doing social justice work for the last 20 years, for figuring out how to get access to healthcare for women, supporting workers, especially a lot of women workers. I did education reform work as the assistant director of the Philadelphia Student Union for several years. And for the last 8 years, I've been the executive director of Juntos, which was the organization that fought for our sanctuary city policy, an immigrant rights organization, and has been leading the way both locally and nationally for immigrant rights. My decision to run for city council is rooted in this moment that we have a lot to fight for. We have a lot up against us, and I have the experience and the track record to show how to win for the people. And so in my belief, it is time for us to get into the halls of power and to be able to bring all of you inside so that we could win the things that we've been fighting for a long time. How will you bring equity to our education system and address the disparities that exist from school to school and neighborhood to neighborhood? So that's actually a really good question. When I did the years at Student Union and then also the last several years at Juntos, I have about 13 years of experience fighting for equity in our schools. I spent years doing work inside of some of the high schools across the city, from Overbrook to Bodine. So I've seen magnet schools, neighborhood schools, and charter schools. I think the first thing that I would do is to fight to make sure that we get the funding that we need for our schools, and to think about a distribution system that functions for us. The city moves, and so we need to make sure that the schools that have had the least are able to get some more resources. I would do a moratorium on charters. I think that the charter expansion in the city has actually bled out our public school system, and that it's time that we actually evaluate what we've been doing and we make sure that we stop doing that. There are lots of charter schools that I have seen firsthand who have not been fulfilling their promises of educating our young people. This one. What is one piece of advice you would give to your younger self? I think I would tell 15-year-old Erica that she can accomplish amazing things. I think as a young person, it was really hard to believe in myself. I was always fighting. I actually in high school led a school walkout because they were threatening to close my high school. But I also think that I had deep insecurities. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I think a lot of that came from just not finding myself until I was much older. And that's okay. But I would have probably said to Erica, you can accomplish great things. That I was also bullied when I was a lot in middle school and in elementary school. And I think that I've always been a plus size child and a kid and a woman. And I think that there are ways that kind of bullying can really tear down a young person. I was also bullied for being Latina because I spoke a different language and because I ate different foods. And it took a while for me to figure out that actually it didn't matter what people said. And what was most important was for me to believe in myself. And I think when I found that moment to believe in myself is when I actually gained my power, when I actually gained my voice. When I realized that what's more important actually for a human being is what's inside of them and their light. And that the light is actually what you need to shine, and the other things don't matter as much. So I would say that to her, and I would tell her that she's destined for great things, even though she didn't believe it at the moment.